All right, time to see how your money is performing on the AFEX Commodities Exchange. It's mostly red, the commodity market summary for the week ended May 2nd, 2022. Most of the parameters closed in red except for the number of deals. That was up about 12.72%. And the AFEX Export Index also in the green. Well, we have Femi Kennedy, structuring and origination analyst at AFEX, with the details. Great to have you, Femi. Good morning.
Good morning, Ladi. Great to be here.
Yeah, so Femi, give us a rundown on the market activities on the exchange for the week ended.
Okay, so as you rightly said, there was a reduction in the level of liquidity on the exchange as the value traded declined by about 90% week on week, while the volume traded declined about 55% week on week. However, the number of deals surged by about 47% week on week as more deals were executed this week as compared to the previously reported week. For the indexes on the exchange, we actually saw a decline in the AFEX commodity index by about 1.58% and a marginal uptick in the AFEX export index by about 0.68% week on week. In terms of the contracts traded across commodities for the reporting week, soybean accounted for a majority of the contract as 2.4 million contracts were executed this week. However, this was followed by sorghum, cocoa, paddy rice, cashew, and also maize for the reporting week. In terms of commodities prices, there was a general uptick in the prices of commodities traded on the exchange. Maize closed the week at 250 naira per contract, representing a 6.8% increase week on week. Soybean closed the week at 430 naira per contract, representing a marginal increase of 0.7% change week on week. So sorghum closed the week at 255 naira per contract, representing a 8.5% change week on week. Paddy rice closed the week at 252 naira per contract, representing a 8.9% increase week on week, and cocoa closed the week at 1,249 naira per contract, representing a 5.7% increase week on week. Other prices remain the same for the reporting week. For more information about our report spanning the commodities market, the domestic and international commodities market, you could go to our website at www.africanexchange.com, or you could follow us on our social media at afexnigeria.com or Comex by AFEX. Right.
Thanks for that, Femi. As long as my portfolio, is doing well, with the commodities. But now let's take the conversation further. For, many smallholder farmers, one of the most challenging barriers they confront is getting their products, to the market. And we see markets in developing countries frequently lack, integration, as we've seen, lack of communication and information sharing. So, Femi, I'd like to know, how are these exchanges like your exchange, how are they getting farmers, the right buyers, getting their products actually to the market at this point?
Yeah, so as you rightly said, as observable in Nigeria, farmers typically stay in locations not within the proximity of economic hotspots. So the usual practice over the years, due to this fragmented market, means that traders actually go into the villages, purchase these commodities at ridiculous prices, then come into the commodities market in the town or economic hotspots and actually sell to processors or other market players at ridiculously high prices. Because of this, we as an exchange, we've been able to leverage on technology to help bridge the gap or bridge the space between the farmers and the processors, or rather between the producers and the users of these commodities at the end of the day. So with the likes of technology like Workbench, which is a agric inventory model of which will help farmers keep record of what they have in storage, what they have in storage, what they've been able to sell, how they want to sell, and the likes. And then Workbench, which also helps keep proprietary data in terms of, okay, this is how the weather has been over time, this is what we're looking at. And also Comex, which is the OMS, which matches buyers and sellers on the commodities exchange. We believe that we've been able to leverage on technology to help bridge the gap between the farmers and the producers, as farmers are able to place orders to say, oh, I want to sell a bag, or I want to sell 20 kgs of maize at this specific price, and then a processor who is looking for a significant volume could actually come into the market or come to the exchange, go through the Comex trading platform, and also place a sell or a buy order, a buy at the market rate.
Right, and another issue is price standardization. How do you think commodities exchange can play a role in this, ensuring smallholder farmers get their value, for their produce?
Okay, so as a result of the fragmented nature of the commodities market in Nigeria, we've seen traders gaining crazy arbitrage as a result of buying low and selling significantly high. And because of this, a lot of the initiative by numerous stakeholders in the commodities market hasn't actually shown positive result or a significant positive result, because at the end of the day, farmers are not able to meet or sell their commodities at fair value. Since we're leveraging on technology, which enables effective or efficient price discovery, every market participant is able to know what the price of maize or any commodity is at a point in time. As a result of this, players like processors, farmers can then meet themselves and say, oh, okay, I know this is what the price is going at now, and this is what I am willing to sell. These farmers have enough and efficient information to make adequate orders on the system, to which they can now earn fair value for their commodities and plow back their additional or disposable income into producing more commodities for the next season.
Well, buying low, selling high, that's music to my ears, Femi. But, with the solutions of storage facilities and funds to mop up crops from, commodity exchange like AFEX, is Nigeria likely to close, the food production gap anytime soon?
Yes, closing the food production gap is a possibility. However, there are a lot of more things that needs to be done. Currently, we've seen that the production of staples in Nigeria are not enough to meet the demand for the same staples. And if you look at what volumes that commodities exchange like AFEX is doing, you see that, and in comparison to the crop production GDP of Nigeria, you see that there's still a lot of room for growth. There's still a lot of market share that needs to be mopped up at the end of the day. The way forward would be every stakeholder needs to join their hands together, think of initiatives that can actually help the market grow in a sustainable manner. And at the end of the day, we actually can envisage that, yes, we can produce enough that the exact amount we need to consume. And also, we can also become a net exporter at the end of the day.
Right. And, taking this to a national level, now, how important is it to develop a commodity exchange, in helping the country's entire food security issue?
Yes, so think about it this way, right? There's a need for data to make efficient policy. There's a need for funds to flow into the primary sector so that the primary sector can be robust enough to accommodate the secondary sectors like the manufacturing sector and the service sector. Now, the key role the exchange plays in this is the exchange houses or is privileged to have a lot of this data to help policymakers make better informed decisions or implement better policies that better help the primary sector grow in a sustainable manner. The other part will also be products, right? Because players in the sectors are usually crippled by numerous problems. You look at processors not having the adequate capital, the adequate low-cost capital in order to procure at the relevant time that is needed. You look at farmers not having access to fair markets for them to sell their commodities at fair value prices. Now, the exchange is seated in that position where the exchange provides a platform for people to meet themselves and sell at the end of the day, which essentially is a market. And also the exchange provides product like risk hedging products, capital provision products to actually help diverse players in the sector grow organically.
Right, and Femi, we've seen how commodity prices have soared, with geopolitical tension, globally right now. And do you think this is the time, for traders that are looking to enter into the commodity space? Do you think this is a good time, so they don't end up buying the top, or do you still see commodity prices actually, rising further this year?
Yeah, so I believe commodities prices are still up for a little bit of room to increase upwards as a result of this is mostly as a result of the scarcity that we're beginning to experience in the commodities market. Now, if you go to the open market, you see a lot of traders not having staples for producers or for processors to actually buy. If this is going to continue up until the next producing cycle, which is October, November, December, we know that following the normal rule of demand and supply is low, demand is high, scarcity, which will result to upward pressure in prices. So there's still a lot of room for price appreciation for staples in the country.
Quite interesting. Well, Femi, thank you for looking into your ball there. Maybe I might still look into getting into that commodities market. Thank you so much, Femi. Always great to talk to you. Femi Kehinde, analyst, structuring origination at AFEX. Well, we'll take a moment now.